Hey, welcome to our video on how to edit all of my tags on your purchase. So these are the options you have. You have a horizontal and you have a vertical one. The horizontal is for, obviously bigger pictures like this one right here. Let me zoom in for you. So the sincere condolences, you see, it really is not going to look well if you put it up here on this one. I'll delete this right here so you can tell. Now what I'm going to do, I can either do Control C or right click and copy it. And then over here I can right click and paste it or Control V. Or another option that I like is holding the Alt key down, clicking it. You see how I duplicated it? It's moving it over here. Let go of the mouse first and then your Alt, and there it is. You see how it's bigger? And then when you go smaller, it's so small, you can barely read it. Now, granted, when you print it out, it's going to be a better quality, but it just doesn't work well on here, I don't think, which is why I created these horizontal ones. So now let me show you something else. Some of these are my designs, or I have downloaded them from another location. So you can't really manipulate them much other than the size. So the color can't be changed. You can use this option by Edit Photo and go in here and use some of the options that come with Canva, like shadows and blur and autofocus it, or even grab text. There's a magic expand. The magic expand just expands it to the edge of the page. The magic eraser. So like if you don't like something like these little hearts, you can go in here to this magic eraser and erase them out. Just like that. And it takes a minute for it to think. And there they go. They're gone. And then just click off of it. Oh, let's go back. And then where'd it go? See, there it is, no hearts. Now, if you find out, well, I like the hearts, then you can go here and do undo or hit Control Z. And boom, there they are again, right there. So that is another way you can't edit something. But changing colors and stuff, that would be really difficult. Now, I haven't used a lot of these. You're welcome to try them. And I mean, just remember, you can always undo what you did. So like this magic edit to replace an item in the picture, you can always undo it. It's, like I said, all of this is totally customizable. It's so easy to use. It just looks overwhelming when you get in it. So I'll show you some more stuff. So if it's a Canva design and it's, let's see here, like for instance, if you go in here, let me start over. So here, you want to design your own. In Canva, if you look up hearts, for example, you get options of shapes, graphics, photos, videos, and frames. Now, the graphics, you can edit the color. Most of them, you can edit the color. This one, obviously, you can't. But you can edit the color. Another option you have, like if you see how this kind of curves over and you really like it, but it's going to mess up your writing. Well, another thing you can do is make it like a background, but you can make it so it's not so bright. So if you click up here where it says transparency, it's like, almost looks like a race car flag to me, but you click it and then you can make it, watch the hearts over here. You can make them lighter. So that if you have text, I'm going to use this, do the Alt release on the mouse and then the Alt key. And you see, it doesn't really interfere with your writing. It's still there. So I like that way. It kind of gives it a little oomph to the card, but it doesn't overwhelm it. So that is another way you can put your designs on there, another tricky for you. Also, undoing all the way back. Now, this is a good example. You see how the box for this is overlapping over here, just like the one that for the giraffe is too, but it's overlapping over here. Now, a way to fix this is by cropping the image. To crop the image, use these little, I call them ovals. you just click them and drag just like you would if you were resizing the image and getting close as you can. And that'll help you from grabbing it accidentally when you're like even doing this. If you're going to grab that, then you don't grab this too. And then drag it over. Trust me, I've done that so many times. So here, the same thing. Now you can also use these, for instance, for some words, for the words. If I grab them, it'll just make the box smaller. See how it's coming down like it is? But if you maximize it, and then it does that. So I have this set for center. Now this is a good thing to do to center them across the tags with these ovals. Let's say it's like that. To center it, the easiest way to center it is by using these. So you make it as big as the tag. And you can see it makes a little line. If you can barely see that line, see that line going up from that? That is kind of a guide. So there it is, right on the edge. So it's perfectly centered. Now another thing you can do, if you don't want to do that, you're not too sure about everything, right click, go to, well, it's going to align to page, but let's see if it'll align. Yeah, it's aligning to the page, so it won't do it that way. But if you click this one and align elements, it will align them centered together. So then you can manipulate them as best you can to make it centered on this tag. That helps out a lot. As you can see, they look very centered to me. Now, another thing you can do with editing this is the text. Here's the text. Thank you. If you don't like the font, click it. Go right up here. This drop down arrow will give you every single font that Canva has available. And trust me, there's thousands. I mean, I just went down all the way here and we're just now starting to get to the B's. So, I mean, there's thousands of them. So you can choose any one you want. And also it shows you what it looks like, I love that part of it. See, I just changed it. So easy. And if you decide you don't like that, again, undo or hit your little U-turn right here to undo it as well. Now, if you don't like the color, you can click it. And right here where this A is the text color. You go up here, pick any color you want. And there you go. It changed it. You can also change the size of the font. So if you want it bigger or smaller, all you have to do is hit the plus or the minus, and you can even change it in the middle. So like if you want to go down to 20, barely see it, but there it is. And if you don't like it again, Control Z or this little U-turn right here. Now, to resize things, this little circle right here on each corner is going to do that for you. But remember, these for pictures and designs they're going to crop it. So see how it took away half of I think that's a hippo. Then you don't want that. Unless you do want that and you just want the head. But that's not something you want. And if you keep going bigger, it makes the image zoom in, but it only goes as big as the box. So you got to be careful with that because I've done that many times. But again, always Control Z or undo and it'll fix it. But again, here you go. If you want it smaller or bigger, you use the circles in the four corners. Now, same goes for these. Now, if you want to get one of your tags, like you want this one, you're going to hit Control C or right click and copy. And then come down here to the placement page. I already have two up here, but you hit it. There it is. Now, this is always going to be your placement page unless you change it. Now you got to download. You go up here to share and then download. And you make sure your file type says ping. because ping is for complex objects is best, and illustrations, which is what you need when it going into the Cricut design space when you want to do a print and cut, which is exactly what you want to do here, because you want to print this out right here and then cut the tag. So that's a print cut. And the JPEG is best for sharing. So all you do is click the ping, make sure you do transparent background, because if you don't, it's going to be black. And then come in here, uncheck all photos. And I like to do current page because we're on 3, so just do current page and hit done, and then save settings, because you're always going to have this. And then all you have to do is put your designs here and then hit download, and boom, there it is. Now, one more thing, you can actually change colors of some of the designs, especially if they're from Canva. Like this truck right here, you can make this red. See how it changed the color? Or pink, or blue, or black, whatever color you want. And again, don't forget, you can always undo if by doing Control Z or using your little back U-turn arrow up here, and it goes right back to where it was. And just so you know, I did include some of my own designs right here. Thank you for watching the video. I hope it helped, and hopefully you can actually make some beautiful designs yourself.